Good pause YouTube, how's it going everybody? Got for you guys today my return upload. Now I know I said I would be uploading on either Wednesday or Tuesday again. The reason why I'm uploading again on Friday is because for those of you who do not follow me on Twitter, then you would not know that for the first 3 days that I did take off of uploading, I actually had to work extra hours at my job. So I decided to take off Wednesday and Thursday to make up for those lost hours to record showdown parts and to record egglog parts. So hope you guys don't mind that I didn't upload on Wednesday or Tuesday and I'm uploading now. But I do have a major announcement at the end of the battle, so if you guys could stick around for the whole video, that would be really great. And before we continue, if we can get this video up to 400 likes, I will definitely upload another video for you guys tomorrow, maybe even 2. So looking at team preview, this is indeed a UU battle, and this was against my boy Swagilyph. I'll leave his channel link down in the description. Make sure to go check him out. And going into the battle, the biggest threat I saw on Swagilyph's team was going to be that mag mortar, just because of how versatile mag mortar can honestly be. It can be mixed, it can be specs, it can be scarfed, it can be full out offensive, and just, yeah, I really have to watch out for mag mortar. So he's going to be leading off with the Rhyperior, as I'm going to be leading off with my Victini, and predicting him to want to go for the Earthquake or the Rock Blast. I switched directly into my Gastrodon, but he actually ends up going for the Ice Punch, predicting my Chestnut switching, which was not a bad play at all on his part, as I'm going to take this opportunity just to go for a Toxic, predicting him to want to bring in the Jellicent. That way I can start wearing down Jellicent, because Jellicent is actually going to be very annoying. It's not a threat, but it is going to be very annoying to take down, and you're going to see that that thing was a major pain in my ass throughout this whole battle. So I actually managed to Toxic the incoming Mew, which is actually really good, just because I'm very positive in the fact that he's going to have Defog on this Mew, and because I have Spikes on Chestnut and Stealth Rocks on Empoleon. If I'm able to get rid of this Mew, I can get up my hazards and start severely wearing down his team. So I switched directly into my Hydreigon on the Mew, predicting him to want to go for the knockoff, but he ends up going for the Stealth Rocks, and this turn predicting his switch into Rhyperior, I'm going to go for the Superpower. That way I could then knock it out with a Draco Meteor. But no, he switches directly into his Raikou, which I don't know why you would ever do that, but fearing the fact that he could have the Aura Sphere, I'm going to switch out into my Victini, as he actually double switches out, predicting my switch out. And because I am Scarfed, I should definitely be faster than this mag mortar, so I'm just going to stay in and I'm going to go for the Zen Headbutt. As I get off a huge amount of damage, it turns out that he is Life Orb, which means I am not as scared of this mag mortar anymore, but the fact that he still has it roaming around on the field is going to be actually very intimidating. So predicting me to go for another Zen Headbutt, he's going to switch into his Aggron, as I then switch into my Chestnut, just predicting him to want to go for the safe Earthquake or maybe even the Stone Edge, or if he did want to go for something like the Thunder Wave, I knew my Chestnut would be able to take it, as he does end up going for the safe Earthquake. I was kind of fearing the fact that he could have Toxic on this Aggron, but I know not many Aggron actually carry Toxic. Most of them do indeed carry Thunder Wave, which in my opinion is really not needed on Aggron. If anything, Toxic is definitely a lot better, because if he did have Toxic and he Toxic my Chestnut would have been just about useless in this battle, and you're going to see that Chestnut is easily the MVP in this battle and puts in that work. So I'm able to get off the Elite Seed on the Aggron, which is going to be really nice because he has no form of recovery unless for some reason he is carrying a Rest. But I believe he's already shown me 3 offensive moves, so there's no chance of him being Rest Talk. Although I guess he could carry Rest. That would be a little bit gimmicky in my opinion. As I managed to catch the incoming Mew with another Elite Seed, I'm going to be able to get that very well needed residual damage on the Mew, because as I said, if I get rid of Mew, I can safely get on my hazards without having to worry about this Mew getting rid of them. And then he's going to knock off as I switch back into my Hydreigon, which was a nice play on his part, but I am still naive nature, I believe, and I'm going to be hitting extremely hard with a Draco Meteor and a Fire Blast. So I'm just going to stay in and I'm going to go for the Draco, expecting him to want to switch out, but he actually ends up leaving in his Mew as Death Fodder, which was kind of a questionable play, but this is really huge for me, because now I can get on my hazards with Chestnut and Empoleon. So he's going to bring in the Rhyperior. I'm very positive that a Superpower won't be able to knock him out, so I'm going to be forced to switch out, as I'm just going to fodder off my Victini. This way I can now get a free switch into my Gastrodon, which should be able to deal with this Rhyperior one-on-one, and I'm going to predict him to predict me to stay in and go for the Toxic, predicting his Jellicent switch in, and I'm actually going to go for the Scald, and that is exactly what happens. Unfortunately though, I don't knock him out, because this Rhyperior is most likely Assault Vest, which has gained a lot of popularity as of recently, and he's going to be able to knock me out with another Mega Horn, which kind of sucks because it would have been really nice to keep my Gastrodon around for this battle as I now bring in my Nidoking. I actually thought that my Nidoking had Thunderbolt on it, which is why I switched it to my Nidoking as opposed to bringing in my Chestnut, which could have knocked out this right here. But as soon as I saw him bring in the Jellicent and I looked at my moveset, I don't have Thunderbolt, which means this Jellicent is going to be even more of a problem for me to take down. So I switched into my Chestnut, just hoping and praying that he did not have Ice Beam. Luckily, he turns out to not have Ice Beam, and I believe he actually ends up going for the Shadow Ball, completely forgetting about the fact that I do have the Bulletproof, which, I mean, it really doesn't matter because I could have just stayed in and gone for a C-Bomb or just gone for a Layer Spikes, and I had a good amount of opportunities to knock this Jellicent out, and if I had just knocked out Jellicent as opposed to getting up another Layer Spikes, this battle would have not been as long as it is. As he brings in the Magmortar, he made a risky play thinking I would go for another Layer Spikes or banking on the fact that I would get paralyzed, and I'm able to knock out the Magmortar, which is really great. Unfortunately though, he still has that damn Jellicent which is going to be around, and with my chest not being paralyzed, he could take that to his advantage. So I predict him to go for the HP Ice as I bring in my Empoleon. I am then going to get up my Stealth Rocks, and I have 2 Layers of Spikes up along with Stealth Rocks, and I have Roar on my Empoleon. You guys should know what's about to happen. So I'm just going to stay in with Empoleon and basically just roar until eventually he does end up knocking me out. So I'm able to get rid of the Raikou, which is really great. Unfortunately though, I'll keep roaring him out into this damn Jellicent as he actually goes for the Shadow Ball as opposed to going for the Recover, which I found to be a little bit odd, but you're going to see that it really doesn't matter because I can't do anything to the Jellicent anyways, and I'm going to be forced to roar him out. As I roar him out into the Aggron, I'm just going to leave in Empoleon for Death Water because he already did more than enough work in this battle, and I believe at this point Swagilyph's last 2 Pokemon are this Mega Aggron and the Jellicent. So I switch into my Hydreigon, which was honestly just a really stupid play. I should have definitely switched directly into my Nidoking, but for some reason I had the foolish idea of that Aggron could live a modest, stabbed, super effective, sheer force boosted, life force boosted, earth power, and just, oh, that was so fucking stupid of me to think that, because this battle is going to be dragged out even more than it has to be. So I Draco the Jellicent and it lives on like 1 HP, and I'm sitting here at -2 special attack. I don't carry the Dark Pulse and I can't do anything to this Jellicent, so I'm going to be forced to switch out as I bring in my Chestnut. I know my Chestnut can take this Jellicent on one-on-one. It's just a matter of hopefully I don't get paralyzed like 30 times in a row and he's able to knock me out with the Skull, which would actually be really unlucky of me, but as you're going to see throughout this battle, that Chestnut does not get paralyzed. Actually, no. I think he does get paralyzed once, but besides that one time, Chestnut just puts in a lot of work in this battle. So yeah, the fact that he actually went for Thunder Wave on my Chestnut really helps me out because now I don't have to worry about him burning me with a Scald. So I'm just going to go for a Layer of Spikes this turn, I believe, just so I can get that extra damage on his Jellicent next time he does want to switch out. Oh no, I actually go for the C-Bomb. My apologies, my apologies. I believe it's this turn that I do go for another Layer of Spikes. Unfortunately though, I actually end up getting paralyzed, which does actually kind of play a role, but in the long run of the battle it is honestly not game changing in the slightest. So predicting him to want to go for another Heavy Slam, I'm actually going to switch into my Hydreigon basically as death fodder. This way I can get a free switch into my Nidoking. I can then just click Earth Power and this battle will be over. I believe this battle was like 40 turns, and like 10 of those turns were honestly due to me being stupid and not bringing in my Nidoking and not just finishing off the Jellicent with my Chestnut. But in the end, it was just a really fun battle, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what to do. As I said, if we can get this video up to 400 likes, I would definitely upload another video for you guys tomorrow, maybe even 2. As for that announcement, for those of you who don't know, I have actually recently become a conductor on Lumio Station. Lumio Station is this community channel which is actually pretty big in my opinion. I believe we're almost close to 50k, so if you guys want to go check out the channel, I will be uploading there every Sunday, so by all means feel free to subscribe and come and show me support on my very first upload, which will be this Sunday actually, so the day after tomorrow. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. And with that guys, I will see you all soon hopefully. And if you missed any of my 2 previous uploads, they're playing on your screen right now, which were like a week or 2 ago, depending on however you want to look at them. And just, yeah, thank you everybody who is still going to stay here and support me. And I'm just rambling, I apologize. So, later everybody.